A lot of us like to hear that crisp, authoritative when we insert our gun into a Kydex holster. But if your holster clicks, does that mean that it's good? Or if it doesn't click, does that mean that it's bad? Holsters are supposed to securely retain the gun when it's worn on the body, period. Whether or not they click is simply window dressing. It's the job that's important. The holster should retain the gun on your body through a variety of everyday extreme movements. When you test a large enough variety of good and bad holsters, you really start to develop a sense of what good retention feels like. Whether or not the holster clicks, you want the retention to feel precise and intentional. That click, feel, and sound is a result of specific holster features. On its own, it doesn't really tell you much about whether or not the holster is good. Basically, take that click sound with a large grain of salt. Some holsters feel clicky because they are made poorly. For example, some holsters are molded with interference into the ejection port, which definitely makes a resounding click sound, but also causes many other problems such as excessive wear to the holster and to the finish of the gun. Other holsters don't feel clicky at all, but are still well made and have excellent retention. The performance of the holster is really what matters, not that audible click. Kydex holster design and construction. There are a few ways to accomplish gun retention when you're making a Kydex holster. For inside the waistband holsters, the most common ones are friction and interference. Friction is, of course, friction. So friction between the gun or light and the holster shell holds the gun in place. The Kydex squeezes tight around certain features of the gun or light, and the harder the squeeze, the tighter the retention. So inserting a gun into a holster with friction retention feels gradual and less like an abrupt click. Interference is when the Kydex is molded into a depression or void in the gun, which is most often the trigger guard. When the gun is inserted into the holster, the two halves of the Kydex shell spread apart, and when they snap back together into that depression, you hear that distinctive click sound. A holster can use a combination of both friction and interference fit. It doesn't have to be purely one or the other. And one is not inherently better than the other. They're both good when designed and implemented appropriately. Just know that most of that click sound comes from the interference part. Now, the next question you might find yourself asking is, do PHLster holsters click? Some models do and others don't. PHLster holsters are compression formed to tight tolerances, and every holster is test fit before it leaves the shop. That decisive click you feel with our interference fit holsters, such as the Skeleton and our Pro holster and our Enigma Express, comes from precision along every contact point with the gun, not just the trigger guard. Our friction fit holsters, such as the Floodlight 2, do not click, but they are still secure, precise, and authoritative. If you'd like to learn more about how to test your retention properly, make sure to watch this video next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.